And what's meant to happen is this full actualization and realization of who you are. Now, for those of you who are on the spiritual journey, these 5 steps I'm going to take you through in today's video are going to absolutely change how you kick off the new year and start to manifest the things that you actually want to experience. And I'm going to be taking you through one of the most important parts in this video, which is number 4. Pattern pausing. In this whole journey of finding abundance and finding this true state of self, there's a lot of things that hold us back. And this video is mainly going to be about how to let go of those things because they may not be super clear. So we start that off with number 1, letting go of your own imperfection. This universe doesn't expect you to be perfect. It's never asked for perfection. Now, with that said, the imperfection is only a judgment from the ego. To see ourselves as imperfect or doing something imperfect is only when we're trying to line it up with our goals. If we keep trying to line up what happens with the outcome that we want it to be, that's where we will see imperfection. We don't know the intended purpose of our lives, so we can never even see imperfection. And understanding this helps us let it go. We have to let go of not being the ideal version we think we're meant to be. One way we can make and accept this change is by realizing that we are exactly where we are meant to be, having done exactly what we were meant to do for our soul's greater good. So everything that we're doing, everything we've gone through, all of the mistakes we made, were all leading us up to the point where our soul takes over, where the spiritual purpose can actually be lived and we get to experience abundance. Don't hold on to expectations you've had of yourself. Allow yourself to have been exactly what you needed for your own growth. So that's how we make peace and let go of our own imperfection. So let it go. Be grateful for the year you've had. And that leads me on to point number 2. Make peace with the year you've had and have gratitude for it. A lot of things have gone down in this year. This has been a major year of change. We've had 12 close deaths in our family and close friends. It's been a really difficult year to go through losing important people in our lives. But this is something that we have to do, is make peace with that shift. The year of change is on so many different levels, and it's meant to set us up for this coming year of prosperity. If you're watching this right now, you definitely have a calling for this betterment, because I'm making this video in service of that betterment, and I have a knowing that whoever clicks on it and watches this video is meant to be a part of that. So you wouldn't be seeing this if shit's not about to get better. If you're somebody who struggles with making peace with the past, or making peace with things because of the hurt you might have or whatever you've gone through, then this is a very important calling for you to let go. So like we said, we first let go of the imperfection and we accept that those imperfect things put us where we are meant to be. But making peace with the year is also about gratefully accepting what has happened throughout it. As much as a lot of that's painful, and knowing that it's for your greater goodness is what you have to do to reset your energy. Now, reprogramming your energy through this method, we first have to let go of what has happened. And the reason I put it that way is, let's take a look when you were wrapping Christmas gifts and you're putting sellotape on that paper. If you folded that paper incorrectly and you put sellotape down, that locks in what that paper is sitting at. And if we don't let go of the bad wrapping that we've done throughout the year, then the tape we're about to put over by reprogramming this energy is going to lock in some negativity in our mindsets that we don't want to carry through into this new abundant and prosperous year. So to make peace with your year is to accept the gifts that we're given. Some of them not pleasant, but all for your benefit. And knowing that helps us have gratitude for the things that have happened. If you think about it this way, when have you ever gotten something that's been worth getting without the struggle to get there? The struggle makes the meaning in the experience we are working towards, the thing we're struggling for. So in the struggles of the last year, it's to make peace and say, thank you for the service you're going to give me. I may not see it, but I thank you for putting me there. So these 2 parts are the most important in reprogramming this energy. It's to let go, to thank it for its part to play in our lives, and then to move on to now the renewal of energy that you got to practice before this new year begins. And the first thing is to accept the new energy. Now, what I mean by that is all the creative and ambitious ideas that you're having. You know, like we all have these New Year's resolutions that we don't necessarily always stick to, but there's an energy behind that. There's a sense of renewal in feeling and emotion that gives us this motivation and creativity to sort of make plans with our new year. And as we're starting to make these plans with our new year, it's that energy that we want to capture. That energy, feel it and become aware of it without the beautiful ideas. It's not important what happens on this natural world. It is important though, how we respond to the situations. It is also important what energy and emotion we want to bring forward with us. So if we don't know what that is, it becomes really difficult to hold on to that inspiration that we get when we start a new year. And I'm going to show you a really cool way to do this. One of my best friends is in academics and he's busy studying to get his doctorate, his PhD in sociology. And one of the things he loves to do when he's reading a book, he buys the audiobooks as well so he can hear it and see it at the same time. And what he found is that you get much better information retention from reading and listening to it. When you're doing both, you're activating multiple senses to experience the same thing. And we kind of apply this to this new energy we want to embrace. And this is really important before we get into the pattern pausing that I really want to take you through. It's a new concept that I haven't heard discussed anywhere. We can do this by linking it to an auditory experience as well as that emotional one. We then also include a color. So go and get yourself a 2025 year planner and make sure it's a bright color, something unique, something you don't always do. So don't go and get a plain brown or gray one or black one. Go and get something with a lot of color, like green, something abnormal. And this is going to be your reminder for that energy. So you allow yourself to feel that energy of motivation without letting it get lost in thoughts of creativity about the new year. And then you look at your book and you see the green color and you allow yourself to feel it, not letting thoughts take it away. Feel it and connect it with the green book. Then we're also going to find an audio track to match it up too. One of the things I found was really great is on Apple Music. I found a playlist that keeps playing 432 Hertz, which is a renewal revitalizing frequency that will help you feel good. I've been doing it for the last week as an experiment and something incredible has shifted. If you want to see what that's about, I'll be releasing a video about it on Tuesday. So make sure to subscribe, like this video so I know you're interested to hear in how this audio track changed things for me in a major way. So we connect all of our senses with this experience. If you want to, you can even go and get a little incense stick and put some of it in your book without burning it or anything, but sage or something different that you don't usually smell. Don't let it be something you don't enjoy like a dirty sock, but go and get a rose petal or a flower petal or something to stick into that book. And this is going to help you maintain the energy that you want to carry on for prosperity and abundance, because it's going to kick all of your senses into that renewed energy. So we have a soundtrack you can play in the car while you're looking at your diary, allowing yourself to feel that feeling and then smelling the rose petal or whatever you've done. Connecting all of your senses into this space is going to help you remember the feeling. And the feeling is what creates our reality. And that's what I'm going to lead into when it comes into pattern pausing on a whole new level that you can apply to help you stay on track. But point number 3 is mainly about accepting and also defining this experience you want to carry through with you into the new year. Now, the real chosen ones are going to still be here for point number 4. For those of you who are still here, you're utter legends, and I've got something for you that's going to absolutely blow you away. I've been rewatching Lucifer. It's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. There's this episode where the main character, Lucifer, has kind of extinguished his brother with a special blade. I don't want to upset YouTube with all of the gory details, but he goes down to hell again and relives this experience of extinguishing his brother. And he couldn't stop himself doing it. And even though there's a conversation going, he continues to end his brother's existence over and over again, relive the most painful point of his life. And it got me realizing that we do that unconsciously all the time. In our lives, we constantly go back to the most painful way to observe things that happen, this pattern, that it actually ruins our entire experience. And what this pattern pausing is awareness of the pattern. And this is where ego likes to go. After you've had an awakening, if you have had an awakening, afterwards, your ego has to go and find somewhere else to exist. And the one place it does is in your reactions. Awareness is not a reactive state to be in. Awareness is not pattern-like. It's very present. So what happens is when we get into this pattern recognition and we pause the pattern, we can actually change how we experience things. And this is what I was so excited to share with you. So I'd watched this episode and I was laying down next to my girlfriend and I started thinking about that whole pattern experience. And the way my awareness grew in it was I was in this state of realization that I respond with a pattern all the time to things that are happening in my life. If someone calls me because they need help and it interrupts my day, I have the exact same emotional reaction. This quick onset anger, the frustration of the interruption, the acceptance that I'm going to be put second in the scenario, the surrender, and then I will go and do what they want while I remind myself about how frustrated I am. This is like a common pattern for me when it comes to interruption. So that's where my egos come back. It already predicts the experience and it actually creates that experience all beforehand. It's a pattern I have. But I became aware of it in that moment. I don't want to perpetuate this cycle of something that is not authentic to who I am. And so that completely shifted in that moment. And that's what I want to share with you is how I shifted that. I started taking a look at everything the way it was and almost pausing myself. And it's something you can try and do right now. Is pause everything that's going on and just realize that right now you're busy looking at the phone watching this YouTube video. You might be caught up right now in the moment of this video, but really become aware of the position you're sitting in, looking at this video, watching this video. Become aware of yourself. That pauses the patterns that are on autopilot. You've just paused it and become very aware. In this moment, realize that you can't trust any emotional pattern that you might have. You can't trust it. So you sort of want to go, okay, I don't want to have a recognizable reaction to this video. And allow yourself to create a reaction to what these words mean for you. Wow, this is really helpful. Or I like this, I don't, whatever it is for you. And create a new emotional response to this video right now. To whatever is resonating with you and whatever it means to you. Don't say, oh, I like it. The same way you do when you have noodles or ramen. Don't go, oh, that's great, like an experience at Starbucks where you have the best coffee. Don't have an autopilot response. Now, if for you, that is like, oh, I'm recognizing what's been said and I have this new feeling and I'm going to call it blue box or whatever you want to call this new emotion. Allow yourself to feel this new chosen emotion as a response to things and become aware of it. You've now broken out of the cycle. You're out of the pattern completely. That's what I call pattern pausing. So you pause the pattern and choose a new direction. It's not a frustration that we're getting to the end of the video and you normally want these last bits of things to hurry up because it's the end of the video. Then you're able to really start pulling things into your experience. So pattern pausing was one of the latest epiphanies I really wanted to share with you guys to reprogram your energy coming into this new year so that you can have abundance. And that leads me into the final point, which is decide and appreciate. So as you see things happening, decide in an aware state this new emotional reaction by pausing the typical pattern. Being aware of it is pausing it and then going, I'm going to decide to feel the way I chose to feel in point number 3. I'm going to decide to feel that new energy. Look at your book. Make that your new pattern if you really want to. It's a lot healthier than being stuck on ego patterns. When something frustrates you, something annoys you or interrupts your day, go take a look at your brightly colored year planner. Play that track for yourself and remind yourself of the smell. That motivated feeling can then stay with you and you choose it and then have a new emotional reaction based on that excitable, renewed energy that marks the start of a new year for you. And then use gratitude. Be grateful for everything that's happened, good and bad. Just express intense gratitude. And what this whole system does for your new year into the wooden snake is helps you let go of all the energy that's built up throughout the change, all the doubt that's built up in you, all the discomfort, and renew it with a chosen energy that suits the most productive you. And that combined with gratitude over time is just going to equal abundance. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, if you're excited to see that video about the 432 hertz that I experimented with 7 days, that video is coming out on Tuesday. I really look forward to your thoughts in the comment section. I can't wait to chat to you all. Mad love and light.